Joining me in the studio now is our defence and security analyst, Professor Michael Clarke. It came as a bit of a surprise, this, given that the investigation's been rumbling on for quite a long time, Michael. What do you make of the fact that he's resigned, and where do you think it leaves his old boss?
Well, I mean, Zelensky's getting lonely because, I mean, he's sacked a lot of people who were close friends for different reasons, political reasons. People like Alexei Danilov, for instance, who's been sacked. Zelenskyy, I mean, his best military chief, you know, he's now ambassador to Britain, which is not, I'm sure, what he wanted, and he's keeping very quiet. He's got Yulia Sviridenko, who is very good as prime minister. She's good, and is an ally. But he's short on the people that he came into power with. And a lot of them were very close to him. They knew him before. There was a kind of group of young decision makers. Yeah. And one by one, he's got rid of them all for various reasons, which is partly why people say he's becoming very autocratic. And he's certainly, it's pretty lonely in what he's doing. And you'll find Andrii Yermak very difficult to replace as chief of staff. On the other hand, Yermak, a lot of people were very suspicious of him because he was the gatekeeper. And Yermak was the man who said who was up and who was down, who could get in and who couldn't. And that caused a lot of resentment, certainly resentment in Washington. So I think that Zelenskyy now, I mean, he needs this like a hole in the head, but he needs now to assert his authority again and appoint a team that he can really work with. And who that will be is hard to tell, actually. I was kind of going through all of the various names, right. And it's got to be new people, really, who most of us don't know so much about, or bring up some people from the Servant of the People party in the Rada, right. Which is his party, which is also suffering quite a lot of defections at the moment.
I mean, at a crucial time, the last thing he wants is domestic issues to sort out, especially when he's talking about being on the world stage, speaking to the Americans as well. But a lonely position for him to be in just at the time when Vladimir Putin is welcoming a friend to Moscow in the form of Hungary's Viktor Orban.
Yes, I mean, Orban gets a lot out of these meetings because Orban can show that he's got a special friend in Putin and he's got a special friend in Trump.
Seems to be friends with everybody.
Well, he's friends with all the natural autocrats and dictators because, I mean, Orban said, I mean, his phrase is he believes in illiberal democracy. He said all this liberal democracy stuff, I believe in democracy, illiberal democracy, by which he means he fixes elections and he's very tough on LGBTQ relations and issues, and he's not known for his adherence to the law very much. But he needs to talk to Putin about energy because the Hungarians are importing quite a lot of energy, about 3.5 million barrels of oil, 3.5 million tons of oil a year, which is still the highest existing import of Russian oil into the EU, and the EU wants to stop that for all sorts of reasons. And he's got about a year now to do something about that. But he's getting oil very cheaply from Russia, and he's increased his dependence on Russia because it suits him politically to do that. Also, I mean, he'll be touting the idea of a summit in Budapest. If there is to be a Trump-Putin summit, then let's have it in Budapest. That's good for him. He's got an election to face next year. Okay. And Peter Magyar, who used to be part of his party, Fidesz party, is now a rebel, looks at Peter Magyar, might actually win. And Peter Magyar stands for nothing except anti-Orban. I'm not Orban. I will replace this monster, he keeps saying. And so Orban's got a problem. If he can get a summit in Budapest in which he rates as some sort of mediator, some sort of fixer, then that will do him a lot of good between now and next spring, when he's got to face Peter Magyar at the polls. And this may be an election he can't finally get through. He's got through all of the others by all sorts of nefarious means. He might not get through this next one. So we'll see. We'll see. But he's certainly angling for a big sort of diplomatic triumph in Budapest, which would be an insult to all of the other Europeans because, I mean, Putin's not supposed to go to any European country. He's under an ICC arrest warrant, an indictment. But he'll certainly get a welcome in Hungary.
Interesting sidebar, given it wasn't that long ago that Orban was in DC meeting President Trump, was it? And I think he got special dispensation to keep buying oil from Russia.
Yeah, I mean, Trump said, I'll give you another year. I mean, he wanted to help him because he wants to help him in the elections. He wants to help him win another election. But yes, he got a year's dispensation, which nobody else in the EU gets, of course. But nobody else needs it the way he needs it because he's increased so much the amount of oil that he takes from Russia because it's very cheap.